But you say in the commentary that some segments that you operate in have been affected by the slowdown. Others have come out okay though. Tell us what the dynamics were during the 6-month period.
I think from an Altech perspective, I'm very comfortable. I think that obviously we have interim results and it's timing, and we've got our year-end results as well. We see that some of the factors that affected us in the first 6 months were specific factors, delays in terms of actually rolling out fibre, etc., in East Africa, which were very specific to the first 6 months period. So those are in hand for the next 6 months. So I'm expecting that the second 6 month period will be exceptionally buoyant, and the adverse factors that we saw that were specific in the first half won't be repeated in the second half. So inherently, all the Altech businesses are very healthy and running exceptionally well. And as I say, it's more a timing issue, and confident for the year-end side.
Well, talk to us about the delays in rolling out that fibre in East Africa, because of course Seacom and Teams have created opportunities for companies like yours, haven't they?
They have. I think Seacom, being an anchor tenant and a partner, a strategic alliance partner with Seacom in the East African region, we actually have now sold all of the Seacom bandwidth. At the time of us actually releasing these results, for the first 6 months, we hadn't sold all of it. So again, another reason why the figures at year end will be a lot better, and the second 6 months will be improved, is the Seacom bandwidth has all been sold. We're now selling Teams bandwidth, which is the other undersea cable, and that's working exceptionally well for us. So we've also just signed a new contract with the Rwandan government, where the government wanted bandwidth. So again, we've now sold bandwidth to the Rwandan government, and we'll see that benefit coming through in the 6 months. So you're right, the bandwidth side has helped us and will help us even more so in the next 6 months.
Of course, as you build revenue and earnings in East Africa, you do get affected by that foreign currency translation, of course, and we have seen the rand strengthening significantly. Correct. Against not just the dollar but also the Kenyan shilling over the past period.
Correct, and I flew back from Cape Town on Sunday and saw the rand dollar. It's at 6.99, and you look at our results here, as you say, the translational forex effect from the Kenyan shilling to the rand was 13%. So again, that affects the figures that we have to make up. So most surely the forex side you have to watch carefully and see how you can put your head above water there.
Well, you talked about the delays in the fibre, but it also looks like delays in digital migration are also causing you a small bit of a headache at this stage. And it looks like there really is a debate in which standard is going to be adopted for digital. What's your view on this, and how's it going to affect you?
I think it's quite clear. We did come out with a press statement a week ago. The delays in digital migration are far-reaching. Not only, I'm not speaking specifically Altech, just the country in general. It will affect the ICT growth of the country going forward, most surely of the industry. It will affect GDP growth. It will affect employment. If government does not, and the Department of Communications does not take and support the decisions that they took 4 years ago, which came from Cabinet, saying DVB technology is the way to go for digital migration. The industry has spent 700 million rand plus in terms of that technology, and just because Brazil and Japan visit South Africa or vice versa and say, well, there's a new technology, there's now doubt on the standard. It's something that we will stand up against. We will not hesitate to legally challenge that decision if it comes through. And quite frankly, I think that it's hurting the industry right now. And those decisions need to be taken quickly. If one thinks with digital migration, you're freeing up frequency spectrum, because digital requires less spectrum. So DVB, if we move that way and we provide, broadcasting to all of the remote areas of South Africa, which is what digital migration is all about, there shouldn't be delays, and we should actually move forward on that and get broadcasting to the remote areas, to all of South Africans. And we have to do it with a technology that is 3 times cheaper than this potentially alternate technology.
And that's the Japanese technology.
Which is called the ISDB.
How does it affect you directly? Is it really just the rollout of set-top boxes? And do you have other markets for those set-top boxes in the meantime?
It affects us in the sense that obviously, based on government's indications and their commitments, we have built into our budgets for this particular year a certain amount of set-top boxes. We've invested a significant amount of money in terms of DVB technology. So if there's a change on the technology, we most surely have the capacity and expertise to develop on ISDBT. We've got the technology. In fact, I think Altech would be the only company in South Africa that would be able to handle the new technology if they decide to go that way. But, we've incurred a lot of cost, and the problem with going with a new technology, it would delay this digital migration project by 3 to 5 years. And I don't think South Africa can handle that. We need the frequency spectrum. I mean, it's scarce, and our entire telecoms portfolio in South Africa could be put back 2 to 3 years because of a lack of frequency.
Well, Craig, another one of the small headwinds you faced during the period was, of course, the reduction in mobile termination rates, but that was something that we chatted about last time when you came in, and it was something that had been factored in for the period, hadn't it?
Yes, no, that, as you correctly say, we've budgeted for the interconnect cuts. We do business in Kenya, as you've just said, in East Africa. The Kenyan interconnect rate has been cut as well from the mobile operator's perspective.
And quite severely.
It's quite severely, yeah, with Bharti coming into the market, etc. So, from our perspective, it's something that's part of business. We budgeted for it. It's something that we've dealt with. It hasn't impacted us significantly within auto-paid cellular. We've still met our budgets for the year, for the mid-year, and we will still meet our budgets for year-end because we budgeted and planned accordingly.
Craig, just quickly, because we're out of time, just looking at the second half, and you said it's all about timing. Do you think, as you play catch-up in the second half, we could still see an improvement in earnings over the full last year?
Yes, most definitely. As I say, the first 6 months was timing issues. We're laying fibre, as an example, Kampala, Kigali route for fibre. We hadn't finished that by August. We're doing it now, and in the process of doing it, we'll get the benefit for year end. So I'm absolutely convinced that the factors that were specific to the first half will not hit us in the second half. So I'm very happy with the Altech companies, the health of the companies, and I think the earnings growth and the positivity will be there for year end.